All right, so we're going to do another video on Lagging Dog here. Really good response from the last video, and we're going to see they're trying to get better. They're trying to give it their best shot at this game we call Age of Empires 2. They're playing on controller, so we're going to see how they do. I have a lot of faith in them. I think that they've taken, from what I've said to them and what other players like on the Discord and other things like that have said to them, they're taking it to heart, and they're definitely trying to learn. So let's see how they do here. The idle TC was their biggest problem in the last game that I reviewed for them. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Right now they're on 16 seconds idle TC, so not ideal, but let's see if we can get a little bit better than that. They're playing a 2v2. This is on the ranked ladder, so we have Ghost of 6 AM as their team. I just downloaded kind of some random games of Lagging Dog, so I don't know exactly the details of this game. It's on Oasis, which is an interesting map. Let me zoom out a little bit. Oasis is, I think, kind of a fun map. You can play it in different ways. A lot of players will try to wall off the sides of it and make it more of like a Black Forest type of a situation. You can see there's a lot of wood lines here. It's not too hard to wall off. You don't have any wood lines really close to your base, so you kind of have to go to the center here and then make walls. So far, only 16 seconds of idle vill time. This lumber camp, I don't love it. It's a little bit, a couple tiles away, spaced out than it could be. Could be definitely be closer. Yeah, that's just right on the wood line. So the reason why you always want to have the lumber camps on the wood line is because you're going to chop the wood fast, right? Especially these little reed things. These are only like 50, I think. They're 100 wood each, right? So you get 100 wood out of it and you move forward. So you end up chopping it fast and then become less and less efficient as time goes on. I think once you're basically one away, you should build another one, like one lumber camp distance away. We have a boar lore here, pretty good. Idle TC looking really, really good. Lagging Dog, only 16 seconds. This town center is working. Lagging Dog's playing as the Bohemians. So, Bohemians can do a couple things. They can do fast castles into what do they call them? The carts, the Hussite Wagons. That's what I meant to say. So they can do fast castle into Hussite Wagons really, really easily. So that's something they can do. They also get really good gunpowder later on. So you kind of want to play late game more so with the Bohemians. And it looks like Lagging Dog's kind of making a sort of a wall on this side. Idle TC up to 28 seconds, so something definitely you want to work on. The opponents, let's just check them out real quick just for the sake of it. One playing as the Teutons in the pink here, and one playing as the Japanese in the red. So this map, scouting's really important. You want to know if your opponent is coming over to wall you off or is coming over to attack you. You kind of have to know on this map if you're going to be fighting early or if you're going to have a longer time to fight, right? And this map's a little tricky on a 2v2 because it's not easy to help your teammate. You're kind of in a tricky spot if you leave your base because you can get attacked on your side. So if your teammate's getting attacked and you want to go and help them, it's tough to get back. So it's a tricky map. Fun map, though. I really like this map. But you do see a lot of late games on this map, I think. So I don't know how long this game ends up being. But mostly looking at the idle TC. That's the big thing that you need to work on is idle TC. And then the mining camp, this one actually should be, it's okay, but it should be one away, generally speaking. But this lumber camp definitely could have been closer to the wood. Also, on this map, you might as well, I guess it's fine to go for this wood. There is enough wood there. Let me just zoom in real quick. You're talking 2,000 wood. That's plenty enough wood for a while. But eventually you're going to want to have a lumber camp over there. Most players are going to build lumber camps on this main wood line on this map. And Ghost of 6 AM has 5 on wood. And now you're putting 3 on gold. So I'm guessing this is going to be some kind of fast castle play. At 22 villagers right now. Haven't clicked up yet. So it's got to be some kind of fast castle. Fast castle, you don't need 3 on gold. And now we have some going on stone as well. Okay. Now the other team is kind of going up at a normal time, like 20 villagers. So both of your teammate here, Ghost of 6 AM and Lagging Dog, you guys are both going fast castle, where the opponents are both, looks like they're planning to go feudal age armies. And they're scouting on your side here, so you want to be ready for it. If you're going fast castle, you have to be ready for it. If you're going fast castle, you don't need to go on stone this early. 23 vills on the way up. So I guess Bohemian, so you get the mining upgrades for free. So I guess having like a couple extras on gold and stone is beneficial because you're getting these mining upgrades for free right away.
Hey, sir.
So I can see that, but let's see what you do here. Minute of idle TC, not ideal. But you're on the way up though, so pretty good timing on the fast castle. The click up is very, very good. But when you're the Bohemians, you want to get chemistry as soon as you can. Oh, I'm sorry. You're still on the way up to feudal age. My bad. Sorry about that. I got ahead of myself. I fast forward in time. All right, so now we want to get to castle age. Like pretty much like all right. The timing here needs to be better. Pretty much what you want to do is have the material for the buildings as soon as you hit, right? So let's see what your resources are looking like. You have 110 wood. So this is because you have some on stone and you have some on gold, right? So you wanted to have more on wood, and you didn't need to build this mining camp, and you didn't need to put this villager here. So you could have 1, 2, 3, 4 more villagers on wood, right? So like fast castle, like you want to hit feudal age and then build 2 villagers, build your buildings, and go to castle age. There shouldn't be any lag. Gang dog. There's not a lot of food on this map, I don't think, so you might have to go a little bit slower. You do have some deer here. You could push those. You could mill them. You could long carry them. You probably want to take that. That's a 500 food right there. 500 food gets you basically everything you need. That plus the berries. And if you are going to have this many on gold and stone, you might want to start selling to get up earlier too. Now, to be fair, Ghost of 6 AM, who's a pretty solid player, is also... I'm kind of confused by this build. You guys are both went up on like 23 villagers, but neither one of you is going fast castle. You just went up on a lot of villagers. Because Ghost of 6 AM is now building skirmishers, it looks like. So I'm confused. I gotta be honest, I'm confused. Like 23 vills usually is going to be a fast castle. Very rarely would you want to go up on 23 vills for a feudal age fight. But you have your buildings here to go up to castle age, and you just clicked up. But I'm thinking we're going to have a lot of idle TC, and we do. Almost 4 minutes of idle TC. So you can do this fast castle build. I gotta hop on with you one day because I gotta show you a fast castle build. Like if you're gonna go fast castle, just having a solid build for it is like awesome. I guess your timing is just so good when you do it. All right, let's see what happens here. So red's coming over. You have good walls, really good walls. Red's not gonna be able to do any damage to you as long as there's no holes anywhere. Purple is in your base, though. So, all right. So at this point, you're going up to Castle Age. You have to think, how are you going to defend against this? I'm guessing you're planning on building a castle and building the Hussite Wagons. Let's see what your resources look like. So you're at 610 stone. So you have the stone you need. Now when these scouts come here, yep, just fight them off. Just fight them off. You have enough villagers nearby. You might lose a couple. These might have upgrades. Yeah, they have upgrades, so fighting them off is actually not the move. There's only 4 of them, but you're going to lose some villagers in this process here. Alright, so Purple's going to lose their scouts, but Red scouts are running in right now. Now, Bohemian Fast Castle into the Hussite Wagons can be really, really strong. You gotta get the castle up right now. You should have... Oh, you're still missing 20 stone here. So even though you're getting attacked, you have to recognize you need 20 more stone for a castle, and you gotta just put all of these villagers on stone and just get 20 stone to build the castle. Okay, looks like you bought some stone, yeah. So you bought stone. You didn't have to. I mean, you only needed 20 more. So it was kind of a panic decision. But that's one of those things where you're just kind of reacting. And castle right next to the town center. Ghost of 6 a.m. is kind of getting attacked down here. He's going to have to deal with this. He doesn't really have the units, the proper units. Skirmishers are not the move. I'm not sure why Ghost of 6 a.m. made skirmishers. I know I'm not really, like, reviewing Ghost of 6 a.m., but that's a... They didn't see any archers, and they built a lot of skirmishers, so... Not what I would have recommended, for sure. And this castle's up. I would have said, honestly, like, you're going... Basically, you should be going all in on Hussite Wagons. So, number 1, castle's up. Start building Hussite Wagons right away. No need to wait. You have the resources for it. And you're not building any Hussite Wagons. I'm not sure, like, what the plan is here. It seems like you're all in Hussite Wagons. You have the castle up, but you're not building the Hussite Wagons. So, what is it you're focused on? You got forging. Why would you get forging? Forging? Okay. So, I mean, forging is a kind of a useless technology. You don't have any infantry, you don't have any cavalry, you don't have any buildings to build infantry or cavalry. So, getting forging doesn't actually help you, so maybe it was a misclick. I don't know. You're getting Town Watch. You really need to make some Hussite Wagons, and there you go. Now you have them queued up. So I think you just need to, like, kind of step back and just say, like, what's my plan for this, right? So your Bohemians, I assume you picked it. If you didn't pick it, you got it randomly. You know, just like, what's your plan? Fast Castle, Hussite Wagons, right? So at this point, like, you could have, you know, 5-10 Hussite Wagons on the field right now. You didn't have to worry about anything. And Hussite Wagons are awesome. Like, they're so strong. They nerfed them a while ago, but they're still... I mean, look at this. 160 health, 10 attack, 7 pierce armor. Like, Hussite Wagons are really, really strong. You're losing all of these villagers, though. Hussite Wagons should clear this up. What's your vill count here? Looking like 13 villagers. Oof. Yeah, so I think you just kind of... This game seems like kind of... It got away from you. You got lost a little bit. You know, you were going Fast Castle, Hussite Wagons, but just had the timings all off. And then, for whatever reason, just stopped paying attention to your villagers, and a lot of them got killed by, like, a handful of scouts. You know, like, it's not that many scouts. I think I've seen enough of this game, to be honest. Like, I don't think we need to see the rest of it. But yeah, I'm pretty much, you just need... I'm just going to pause it. You need to just get these... let me go back in time a little bit. Like when you're, let's see where. Like here. Let me play it from here. Like at this point here, you're at 23 villagers and you're on your way up. Like 23 villagers is a perfect fast castle. These villagers should not be on stone yet. These villagers, you only need 2. The last 2 that you build can go on to gold. You need a lot more wood. You don't need these farms yet, actually. You just needed to find your hunt. So this hunt here, you can push it in with your scout, which is annoying, but it's less annoying than it used to be. And that's 500 food. That's like all you need. Or you can just go long carry it. You know, it's better than trying to waste your time building farms. Then you need to have enough on wood. I mean, you have enough. Like 10 on wood is more than enough on the way up. But these 3 and 1 of these needs to be on wood as well. Or getting these this food here. So that's the mistake. The mistakes were just made a lot earlier. And then as soon as you're like right now, you should have your blacksmith and your market almost all the way built. Click up and then put, 8 on stone, 10 on stone, something like that. Then you'll have enough for a castle. If they come and attack you, you can build a tower if you have to. You can fight off with the villagers. Like it's not easy to attack. Like you have walls. In this situation, you don't have to worry too much about getting stone early, right? All right, let me just check out your other game here. Hold on. I'm not even going to end the video. I'm just going to see if I can find the other game. Where is it? Yeah, I think it's this one. I think this was a game against Snuggly Puffs and someone else. I think this was a custom game that you and Ghost of 6 a.m. Yeah, you guys are like buddies. You're playing all these games together. I think you guys played like a little bit of a series. I think you won some, you lost some. I don't know which one this is, so let's find out. So Snuggly Puffs is Franks. They always go Franks. And Lagging Dog is Huns over here. So let's take a look at the Huns, right? So you don't have to build any houses, so that's good. Cav archers are cheaper. Trebuchets are more accurate. And the Tarkan is their main thing, right? So, I mean, and their stables work faster. And if you look at your teammate, because the teammate has a bonus too. Docks plus 6 line of sight doesn't really help you. Who are they? Malay? So the Huns are interesting because they don't have to build any houses, so it's a lot less like to think about, especially on Arena early on. And you can use your wood on other things. So the Huns can get a really, really fast uptime. On Arena, you have a couple different ways to go in Arena, right? You can do the boom strategy, which is just get the castle age, get town centers up, get as many villagers as you can. You can do the relic strategy, which is get the castle age, usually you're going to want to get a stable and a monastery. And you're going to want to go for the relics in the middle. You can do fast castle, build a castle, right? Drop a castle on their face and just be really aggressive. You can do tower rushes. There's a few different ways to go. You do have to be aware that the other players can do that as well. And castle drops on your face in Arena is really, really popular, and it's tough to beat when you're inexperienced or like less experienced or just like slower, if that makes any sense. But nice thing about Arena is you can really practice your fast castle build. Like there's nothing else to do. You have walls protecting you. It's a very simple, basic layout every time. There's always 2 boars. There's always 8 herdables, and then it's either going to be deer or in this case it's chicken. And they added foxes out in the middle somewhere, but they also added some animals like Komodo dragons will kill your villagers. But these foxes, they give you like 30 gold apiece. They have 35, but they rot a little bit, so you end up with like 30. It's actually a pretty good strat to go be able to get a couple of them, because you have 2 down here, 2 up here, 2 right next to your base actually. So you do want to scout out there. So on Arena, if you're not like actively controlling your scout, excuse me, just make sure you have it on auto scout. And right now you're at 30 seconds, idle vills, and it's going up, or idle TC. So you see, you just queued up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 villagers, right? So you probably had to force drop off. Let me go back a second. I want to see exactly when that happened. I want to see what the resources looked like. Okay, so right here. Okay, so that's where it was. So did you actually drop it off? That's what I want to find out. Okay, so you didn't. I don't think you actually forcibly dropped it off. So you can learn that. Basically, you just hover over your town center. You hold the right trigger. I think that's what it is. Hang on, I'm trying to think if it is. You hold one of the triggers and hit A. I think it is, or hit whatever the A button is on PlayStation. We've got both the boars right under the TC. That's very good. But 37 seconds of idle TC is, you know, on Arena I'd say that's a lot. Now you have the mining camp coming up. How many villagers are you at? You're at 18. So for Fast Castle, again, you don't need that. Build, like, the last 2 villagers on gold. That's all you need. So just whatever you do, simplify it. The last 2 villagers on gold. There's so many animal sounds on this map. I never really noticed. I never really, like, pay that close attention to it. All right, the idle TC has been pretty good since that little moment there. So again, going on stone way too early. It's like I get the mindset is like, oh, I want the stone. I'm gonna put some on stone now, so I'll have it when I need it. But it's much better to, let's say, build a lumber camp over here. Like a second lumber camp is fine. And get more wood, and then when you need the stone, you build the mining camp right there, and you swap the villagers on it. It's much more efficient that way. Because you don't need the stone. And the stone's not helping you. Right? The stone, so putting villagers on stone, you have to think about it like percentages, right? You have 2 villagers on stone, that's 10% of your economy going to stone when it should be going to food. Or wood or gold or whatever, you know? Same thing with the gold. You want to put a little bit less. And if you space it one away, it's a little bit more efficient than what you got going on there. Because, like, see this one villager here, like the efficient thing, it actually makes a difference. Like, it really does. This villager has to walk all the way around. Let's see, they're at 10. Watch. Oh, actually, they didn't have to. I guess, are they just, like, touching the corner there? Hang on, I want to watch this. This is exciting. Age of Empires. 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I take it back. This villager is fine because you built it on the corner, I guess. Like this one, if there was one on that side, it wouldn't be. So I kind of take it back. Like this villager. Let's see what this villager does. 6. You're on your way up. I guess I might be entirely wrong about these mining camps, so don't listen to me anymore. But you're on with the feudal, so this is like really crucial time is when you're on your way to the feudal. If you're gonna have any villagers like putting them on anything, you want to make sure you have enough resources. So you're at 381 wood, which is plenty enough. That's actually the perfect amount. Because you need to build a blacksmith and a mark, which I think is 375. Yeah, it's 175 and 150. So you should be able to build these right away. You don't want to build them with all your villagers. You want to put 1 on the blacksmith, 2 on the market, and then if you queue up 2 villagers, it'll be the exact perfect timing. All right, so these villagers here need to go do something. Like, this would be the time that you're like, okay, I want a castle. This would be the time you take these villagers and put them on stone, right? And now this is where the inefficiency is going to show. So if you had this, like, here instead, and you're just one away, all they have to do is just turn around, drop it off. Turn around, drop it off. Now this guy's got to walk all the way over here, all the way back. All the way over here, all the way back. That's going to be super inefficient compared to not. Like even like here, I know it's like seems like a little thing, but just put them on this side so that they just walk from here to here. Like that's just a much more efficient way to do it. And it makes a difference. That might be like, you know, 5% more, which can make a difference because if you get castle drop, you have to build your own castle. If you get a little bit faster, you're good. But these are all little things that you're gonna figure out. I don't know where these villagers were. Were they on the other side chopping wood? Let's see what happens if they drop it off where they go. Okay, so they went over here. Yeah, I think they were like chopping wood over here or something. I don't know where they were. Okay, you're using the market. I like using the market. Using the market is good. So you're buying stone. So you still have a minute for Castle Age, so you jumped the gun a little bit on the stone because you don't need it yet. You probably would have gotten 100 more stone just from these villagers. You know, they're getting, 10 apiece. They don't have to drop it off twice, right? Like right now, see how fast it's going up here? 30, 31. They just dropped it off. So you're getting a lot of stone. Like I'm not sure what the exact number is, but you're getting at least 1 per second. More than 1 per second. So if you have a minute, you're getting a minimum of 60, but probably more. Now you're sending villas for a castle drop, which is good, except that these guys are going to see you. And you have 8 villagers here. The sweet spot is 10 for villagers. Like that's like where you want to be. Now, are these villagers coming to fight you, or is it a disaster? So the Komodo dragon is fighting you. These villagers are coming out. I think they're just coming to fight you, and they have the stone for a castle, so they're probably going to build a castle. So at this point, you have to know when you're going to lose the fight and just run back. Just run back in your base, let him do his castle drop. Like, there's no way you're going to get a castle when he's fighting with his villagers. Just run all these villagers back to your base. You're going 11 against 3. That's just a losing fight. And you're building a castle back at your base, which is good because you know a castle's coming. But I mean that's just throwing away a lot of villagers though. So now Ghost of 6 a.m. is putting pressure on blue. And I mean your castle's up first. This is actually really good. He should have probably built this castle a little farther back, like having it right on your wall there when he saw your castle there. Not ideal, but that's okay. All right, so how do you respond to this, right? You just lost a ton of villagers. You're at 21 villagers. He's getting more stone, so he's going to be going for more castles. Now, they're playing as the Spanish, okay? Spanish on Arena, I would say go castle drop, conquistadors like 99.999% of the time. Like, it's just like that's all they do. And conquistadors are just an incredible unit. They're so tough. So you have to be aware of the conquistadors. The gunpowder units are super fast. They're super high damage. They don't have a ton of HP. They don't have a ton of armor. But they kind of have everything else, right? So you can go skirmishers against them. You can go mangonels against them to a point. You can go knights against them to a point. But they're really tough units, especially in early Castle Age. Now this is why you don't build a castle right on someone's gate. Because now you can ram it down. But conquistadors, I mean, they shred rams too, man. They're like just too strong. Like they're so strong. There's so little you can actually do about it. You're pulling your ram back to try to protect it. So this has got you a little bit distracted too, where you're not really building villagers, you're not paying attention to your economy. You can send a villager over to repair this, is what you want to do. But the problem with like the position that you're in here, you're already pretty much in a losing position. You know, after losing those villagers, it's just so tough to come back. But it's a team game, right? It's 2v2. So you can kind of hope that you can keep your opponent distracted long enough so that your teammate can kill this guy. Because that's exactly what's happening is his teammate is calling for help. He's saying, help me out, man. I need you. Now, if these villagers can come... You only need one villager to repair. You don't need to send 4. You know, you got to think like 4 out of 26 villagers when you sent there, 25 villagers. That's like... I don't know, 20%, 15% of your entire villager population. Alright, I like the idea of the rams, though, to try to get rid of that castle while you can. Especially if the conquistadors are pulling away, which it doesn't look like they are. And blue's running, so good on Ghost at 6 a.m. He actually got blue like pretty much dead in their base. Now, what you can do here is actually delete this this gate so that you can get 3 rams stacked up there. Because I don't think this ram can actually get in and do anything. But actually, pretty good response. Pretty good response. You know, especially considering that your teammate was able to pretty much wreck his opponent on his side. Okay, I mean, really good, really good. A lot better than, honestly, that if these conquistadors were just shooting your rams, that would not have worked. But he was distracted, which the thing is, like, something to remember about this game that I think is easy to forget is you kind of always think your opponent is better than you, especially when you're not like super advanced in the game. So like when you think like what he should have done was attack your rams with his conquistadors, but he was making a mistake by not doing that, right? So like every mistake you make, lots of times your opponents are making those same exact mistakes. So that's why you never want to just like hang your head and give up, which you don't do. Like you definitely don't do. All right, but now you're taking this base over here. Or Ghost of 6 a.m. is taking his base over here. It's got karambits running around. This base is completely abandoned. One villager building a town center. Snuggly puffs are funny. That's really funny. I mean, why make these guys, you know, build a town center when they can collect wood? Makes perfect sense. I like the second TC behind this. I like that you kind of you're making the TCs work for you now. You know, you dealt with the castle. You're not overreacting. So what's the next move? Is that a petard? Now, I like this from the Spanish player here. You know, he knows that Ghost of 6 a.m. does not have their army here. They're going to try to get this castle up. Conquistadors, they can, I mean, I hate to say it, but they can deny this castle. If they see it, if they get in there. If they just, like, come to this spot here, they can kill a lot of these guys. Karambits, I don't know how Karambits are going to do against Conquistadors. They'll push them away, but they shouldn't really get any kills. Conquistadors should kill all these Karambits. Yeah. Third TC, I like it, I like it. You don't have to worry about getting housed with the Huns as well, so that's really nice. And Ghost of 6 a.m. kind of did their thing. I know this is supposed to be about you, but it's kind of it's turning into a good game, what can I say? And Ghost of 6 a.m. is taking over the base. I love taking over the base. There's this glitch where you can't take over farms. These are all still blue farms, which is really annoying. You used to be able to just take over the farms. Okay, did they fix it? Wait a second. Did they fix it? No, they're just attacking them. You used to be able to start working on the farms. Now you have to destroy them, which is like really annoying. And you have some Tarkans over here. Tarkans are really great units. They're not going to do well in low numbers against conquistadors, obviously, but they are really good units. And sometimes in a team game, just staying alive is the name of the game. So, I mean, luckily your opponent or your teammate has really kept you alive. Now, this, I hate seeing this. I hate seeing this, and I hate having to point it out, but, you know, building these buildings with, you know, 10 villagers. So you send 8 villagers to build a castle, but you're going to build your archery range with 10. It just doesn't make sense, you know? You're just wasting a lot of time with these villagers not working. And I get it, you want to get them up. But then, so you rushed them up, and then where are the units? Right? Like, you rush these archery ranges up, great, but where are the units? You know, you send 1 villager, 2 villagers, that's all you need. And still no units, so... You know, just be kind of more conscious, more aware of, like, your villager time is valuable, and it's limited. And don't take them off of one task to do another task. And if you do, it has to be for a good reason. So, like, your good reason was, like, I need skirmishers, or I need archers, or whatever you're going to do with this. I need cav archers, whatever you're going to make. So you rush these up like it's the most important thing in the world, but then you didn't make anything out of it, right? Like, there's still nothing made out of it. So just, you know, you got to value your workers' time here a little bit. That's all. Now you can see, like the early effect of placing this mining camp poorly. Like, all these villagers bumping into each other, having to walk all the way around. Like, it just has, you know, long-lasting effects. So little stuff like that, when you clean it up, man, it does so much to your game. All right, so we're getting elite skirmishers. Elite skirmishers are the right unit. I don't... okay. I don't hate that. Now you definitely want to think about what units you're going to make and getting to M. This castle is not the best placement. You're thinking about building it like as if it's like a real like border, but you want to actually build it either deeper into your economy so that if they actually like raid you, you have a castle protecting your economy. Because right now, if they get through, right, let's say they get through this wall over here, they run right past, start attacking over here, start attacking your gold, move back over here, start attacking everything. Now you're going stables. Okay. So now the skirmishers are coming out. I like this. I like the skirmisher play. Also, these castles, like, you don't want a spot where Trebs can just sit in one spot and hit both castles. So just, you know, try to be a little bit more aware of it. And you guys are giving them a lot of time to come back in this game, and they're giving you a lot of time to come back in this game. You know, you guys killed one of their bases completely. So when you do that, you kind of want to step on the gas. You kind of want to curb stomp them a bit. You don't necessarily want to let them boom back into the game. You know, obviously Teal was in a pretty good position, but you could have gone, and you weren't in a good position, but you could have gone 2-on-1. So maybe just, you know, something to think about strategy-wise. You know, you didn't have a lot of armor. You had some rams. You know, you had something. You had those karambits. Like, maybe make a play right after you stabilized a little bit. Now, where were these villagers? Where were they going? Now, he's running away, but I mean, you just have skirmishers here. Where are these villagers going? They were going to the gold, I guess. Over to here. But, you know, now that you have your economy stabilized, what you want to be thinking about before even going to Imp is getting some army. That's actually, like, the right army, I guess. Like, skirmishers are good, but they're only good against the conks, right? But you are on your way to Imp. So Ghost of 6 a.m. is making barracks, and it looks like he's going pikes. They have two-handed swordsmen. They got the pike upgrade. They're making two-handed swordsmen. So they're going infantry. So if they're going infantry, you know, how do you support them, right? You know, you have your skirmishers, which are good. And you're making your stable back here. Nothing out of them yet. Light cav. I'm guessing you're kind of heavy on food. That's what I'm trying to say. You only have 26 on food. 26 is a decent amount, but you can definitely get more. So you want to balance, like always be balancing your economy, right? So these villagers that are on the wood, you know, every so often take 5 of them, build farms. Another town center going up. At some point, you want to expand your town centers, but maybe you tried that, and that's what was attacking you there. So you and Ghost of 6 need to get on the same page here because he's trying to move out by himself, and this is really costly if he loses this siege. Like really, really costly. And you have an army, like a small army, but you have a army. But to have such a big advantage early by taking out an entire base and then to let the other team just boom away is not ideal. Alright, it's definitely lost some siege there, but still has 3 trebuchets. And the bomber cannons are a problem, but you actually have the right units to fight this. If you send your units out. So at this point, I guess, why are you not sending your units out? You're just trying to get more upgrades, which I can make sense get upgrades, but right now this push is happening against your teammate who has to go 1-on-2. So you need to help your teammate here. You can't stay in your base and stay back. You have to come out and help. Because the conks can destroy everything that he has. But you actually have a good army to take out. Your light cav can go for the bomber cannons, and your skirmishers can go for the conquistadors. And then all you have is light cav there. So he can go after the light cav with his infantry. Like, you guys have the right comp, but you have to get on the same page about it. And you're moving this way with your army. You know about that castle. So I don't know why you're throwing your army away here. I think this is just a control thing. You just clicked all these units to go attack. Now you got your upgrades, so you're a little bit more confident in attacking. And I mean, like I said, you have the right units, but you don't want to run the Hussar into the conquistadors. Yeah, you don't want to run the Hussars into the conquistadors. You want to fight. You want to fight these back here, or go after. Yeah, go after the bomber cannons. Let's see it. Let's see it. Let's see it. I don't think you're gonna get any of them, unfortunately. No, none of them. But I mean, you have a decent economy, like compared to them. You guys are in a better place as a team. Yeah, remember, blue was completely dead, so just recognizing that these Rams, because teal's distracted, are actually doing some work here. I mean, the two-handed swordsman is an interesting choice that goes to 6 a.m. I don't know. I mean, he's the melee. Melee have infantry bonuses, if I recall correctly. Okay, we have a castle down here. Now, so something I'm noticing is you're definitely not still making villagers. Are any of these town centers working? So you just want to just select all TCs and constantly make villagers. You have enough resources. You have, you know, not the best balance of economy. You have too much on wood. But to be honest, like, the wood is fine. You just need to make farms and keep building villagers. So, like, Ghost of 6 a.m. is doing it perfectly, where he is at 155 villagers. And there's no reason to stop making villagers. He's at 160 villagers. So at this point, when he gets pop capped, like, that's where you can stop making villagers. But until you're pop capped, like at 200, just don't stop making villagers. Keep making villagers. So, like, you're stopping at 87, and your opponents are not making villagers either. So that's a problem for them. And, I mean, Hussar are a great play. I would just spam Hussar if I were you. Spam Hussar and Trebuchets. You know, you're out of gold. You guys aren't trading, so you should have trade set up, but that's, you know, it's a story for a different day, I guess. Like, there's just too many things going on for you right now, which is fine. Like, that's going to happen. But just get in the habit of constantly making villagers. So, like, what I like to do, send the villagers all to wood. Every single one of them, send them to wood, right? And then, when you're in situations like this, go grab 10 of them, 15 of them, whatever, and just spam farms, and then go back and look at the fights. And then just do that every couple of minutes. You know, when you notice that you just have not enough food and too much on wood. Like, you're at 3,000 wood, you know? Now, Ghost of 6 AM lost a lot of villagers. I think that they might have deleted them, which is the move. Like, when you have too many, like, you just delete them. What I like to do, I could just send them into the fight sometimes. Just send them forward to build, you know, have them build a bunch of watchtowers around the front. Like, just, if they die, they die. No big deal. Trebuchets, yeah, need to have them protected. So, I mean, you know this. It's just a lot to control. You know, the biggest thing here is the economy can't stop, right? So don't stop building villagers. You stop at 87. Keep going to, you know, until you're at 200 pop. 150 villagers is not too many villagers. Like, you can just keep making villagers forever. I like the battle elephant. Battle elephants are really, really good. Skirmishers are good. Like, Ghost of 6 AM can win this game by himself right now. And when you're playing with a teammate who's better than you, like, sometimes just staying alive and just supporting is all you gotta do. Because he's playing really, really well. It's a good fight from him. So your teammate's gonna fight here. The conquistadors are just going right through, but you're getting a couple of bomber cannons here. And the bomber cannons are what's going to kill you. You know, throwing some skirmishers out there would be nice. You know, just, I mean, like, the comp rate for you should be hussars and skirmishers and trebs with whatever gold you have. But you didn't. I mean, there's also relics on the map that you can go for. But none of that matters, though. Like, if you stop your villager production at 87, like, none of that matters. Great push from Ghost of 6 AM, though. This is going to be really, really tough. All right, so both your castles got taken out while I was watching Ghost of 6 AM over there. And these conks, so this is what I was saying about this castle being just back in your economy a bit more. Like, you still have this gold here you're not taking for whatever reason. And you didn't lose any villagers. You ring your town bell, you gotta put your villagers back to work. These are things that you know you're just kind of slow with. And that's fine. You know, those things come. There you go. Also, yeah, I mean, if you have gold, like, keep taking gold. Gold units are always going to be stronger than trash units. So all this gold you could be taking, you could have been taking. And, you know, again, villager production. Just keep making villagers. But, like, at this point, they just take all of your hussars that you have and just send everything you have to this fight that Ghost of 6 AM is in. Because you're basically letting him fight by himself. And the only reason you're not getting killed is because Teal is reacting to him. Alright, so you just have to, like, even, you know, like, with the army that you have, just send everything you got. Put them on patrol. So, I think it's square, maybe, on the PlayStation. You just send them over so that whatever they see on the way, they attack. Like, this army doesn't need to be in your base. Like, this army can move out. Kill these vills. Okay, looks like you're making some villagers now. Or you made at least one. Let me take a look. Okay, so you have some villagers in queue. So you figured out, okay, make some vills. I like that. Yeah, you definitely want to control this army. Try to get as many kills as you can. And there you go. They quit. So, I mean, a lot of little things to learn there, for sure. You know, number one, I mean, take this gold. I think that's number one. Number two, keep building villagers. Don't stop building villagers. Try to get a comp of some gold units. If the gold units are just trebuchets, that's fine. If they're just, you know, mangonels or onagers, that's fine. You don't have to have, like, you know, 50 knights or conquistadors or whatever. But just have some gold units. Like, even the Tarkans are really good. If you mix them in, you could have cav archers, like whatever unit that you want. Just have some gold units mixed in. Obviously, you got to take the gold to get gold units. But I think for not, like, imagine you didn't have that gold. I think, you know, making the hussars was the play. Hussars and skirmishers would have been a slightly better play, which you knew. Like, you know these things. Like, I can tell you know these things because you're building them. But just doing it slightly faster would be the move. And I think support, like in a 2v2 like this, support your teammate a little bit more, because there was lots of times where you had just enough army that if you sent it over there, it would have changed fights, you know, just drastically in your favor. It would have made his life a lot easier. And he played great. I mean, he played really, really good. And then that most important thing, really, on top of all that, is just keep making those villagers. Do not stop making those villagers. But really, really good. I'm looking forward to catching up on some more games. I'll probably give you a couple weeks and then catch back up with you. Try to play some 1v1s for me if you can. I'd love to watch you, you know, on a mano-a-mano situation. But all right, I'll catch you later. Everyone, thanks for watching. If you have any words of encouragement for our friend Lagging Dog, put them in the comments. See ya.